Ladies and gentlemen, geeks and nerds, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Logic. And today we are getting right into this thing. I am scouting out for a location for today's build. It needs to be very particular, so I'm on the lookout. Our home base is a bit behind us, so I'm flying around looking out for our location. So when I get there, we can talk all about it. But yeah, let me search around and see if I can find the perfect spot. And this is the perfect spot. We're surrounded by wildlife. We have nice scenery. This is exactly what we're looking for. So I'm sure you may have guessed by now because it's probably in the thumbnail and the title. But yeah, what I've been looking for is this. So I've marked it out. I've been looking for a river with a big enough area to build something this big. And yeah, we are going to build a squid farm because squid spawn in rivers now. And of course our other squid farm we had with the wither, that no longer works because obviously the water is in the desert and squids don't spawn there anymore. So we need a new one. And as you probably guessed from last episode, I'm pretty much out of ink because of the changes. So yeah, we need some ink pretty quickly because we use a lot of black and grey in our builds. So this is what we're going to do. And this is not going to be any ordinary design. This is not one that I have seen before. This is one that I've dreamt up myself. Oh, and there's some cod. I mean, not cod, that's salmon. And we don't want salmon in here. That's no good. Just going to focus on just squids, just these guys. So this is going to be a new design, one that I've not seen before in terms of squid. I have seen similar mechanics used for other farms, but yeah, this is going to be interesting. So I guess the first thing I need to do is, now I've marked this out, we need to get digging because we need to have a big enough hole here so we can build up our contraption. So I think I need to dig down to about layer 45, I think. And then we also need to drain all of the rivers that are in the surrounding area. So all of this needs to be drained out, probably to around here somewhere. I need to do some measurements to work out exactly, but and there's some more river over this way as well. So we need to get our sponges out, drain all of this too. So quite a bit of work, but I think it's going to be worth it. All right, let me get set up and yeah, we can talk about it as we go on. So I'm here underwater at the riverbed and I'm placing this sand down because I'm trying to segment the water a bit so we can take it out with our sponges. Yeah, I've realised that I've only got 35 sponges, which isn't that much considering the amount of area we're going to have to clear out. And it's getting night time, let's have a quick sleep. So yeah, and I think I'm not going to drain out anything more than what I've laid out here to start with because I need to work out where my AFK spot's going to be. And then I need to clear out all of the rivers that are within 128 blocks of that spot. But yeah, once I work that out, we'll work out how far we need to clear, but that will be all right. So yeah, let's talk about this farm then. So it's going to fit inside this area here. So it's going to be inside roughly a 23 by 8 roughly space. And if I open up my F3 screen, and if we look at the biome over there on the left hand side, you can see that where the sand is placed, this is mostly forest, but if I go over to this side, we're now in the river. So anything on the inside of the sand, anything in here is riverbed, is river biome. So yeah, we need to drain all of this and start digging down, and squid will spawn between sea level, which is 62, I think. Yes, that's 63. So I think at 62 they'll spawn all the way down to 45. So that is the area we need to dig out and build our contraption. Got my beacon set up, and here's a little tip. If you're going to use a beacon and you have a gold farm, then if you use gold blocks, they mine quicker. So when you want to take it down again, it's much easier if you use gold blocks. So there's a little tip of the day for you. All right, so let me get draining with my sponges, doing this kind of thing, and it's going to all flow back again. Quickly, place sponges quicker. There we go, something like that, until it's all gone. Right. Another one. There we go. Good stuff. All right. So that's the start. So I just got to go around and do all of this. Got my beacon ready, so I'm going to dig down. So when we come back, hopefully I'll have this area all drained and dug out, ready for the build. I've been doing some digging and some draining of water, and we'll go back over there in a bit. But look where I am now. I'm surrounded by these guys. Even though I'm encased in glass, they are after me. But the sun is coming up, and they are going to burn. And yeah, leave me to it, but that's all right. And if you don't notice, if you don't remember where we are, this is... Guys, be quiet. Shush. We are above our mob farm. And that is because something we need for this farm, it's an optional extra, but I'm going to do it because it's pretty cool. We need some string, and we need quite a lot of it. We need about 48,000 string. Now we'll come into why that is a bit later on. You can see the mobs there falling down. We'll come on to why we need that later on, and this is optional. You don't need it for this farm design, but I'm going to do it because it's cool. I've been doing some testing in creative, and yeah, it's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm just going to have a quick look down here, see how many shulker boxes we've used up. So at the moment, I've just focused in on just getting the string. All the other shulker boxes are empty, so I've got a few. So I've got plenty of shulker boxes in here. Okay, that's going down. Yeah, I filled all these up. So yeah, need quite a lot of string. But yeah, we'll come on to why we need that later on. 48,000 string. All right. Yeah, no problem. All right. So I just wanted to let you know what I'm up to over here. So now I'm going to be doing as much AFKing as I can. I'm going to do probably going to need a few overnight sessions to get enough string for what we need. But yeah, what I'll do is I'm going to go back over now to our farm location, and then we can talk about how it's going to work and yeah, what we need to do next. Here is the beginning of our squid farm. This block right here. Yes, we are building a big old portal. Look at the size of this thing. Holy jeepers. That is going to be a big portal. So here we are back at our river. And as you can see, I've dug down all the way here and I've drained out the water just in this hole and also a little bit to the side. But yeah, we still need to drain all the rivers in this area, which we'll come on to later. But yeah, inside this hole, I've built the first of what's going to be 4 portals. So this is the first one. And we're going to have another one here and here and here with 2 blocks in between each portal. Obviously, they're going to be lit up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to frame it all in. We're going to put some glass around the outside all the way around. And inside here, in between, in this gap of 2 blocks, we're going to have a long row of water going across this way that's going to be 2 high. And that is going to allow our squid to spawn inside that column, or that row, should I say, of 2 blocks high. So it's going to be a 2 by 2 of water. And it's going to be, I can't remember how many exactly, but a few rows of 2 by 2 water going all the way along to the edge. So squids can spawn, and then we'll be close enough to them that they'll be swimming around, and pretty much soon after they spawn, they'll swim and either go into this portal on this side or this portal on this side and get teleported to the Nether. So we'll come on to that bit a bit later. So yeah, that's the next thing to do. Now, the reason why we are going to go with a strip of 2 high water, that is because the salmon that also spawn in rivers, they need 3 high of water to spawn. And we just want it to be squid only. So that's why we're having a 2 high gap. So basically we need to just build this up. So yeah, it's not too bad. This part of the farm is pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward. Just got to dig a hole, build up 4 portals, add some glass in to create the thing, and then add some water in, and then have a portal in the Nether, and then you're pretty much done. All the squid will spawn here, teleport over to the Nether immediately, and then yeah, we can kill them over there, and that's pretty much done. But we are going to do an optional extra, as I said before, which is going to be something I've never done before, but it's going to be pretty epic, but a lot of work as well. Not sure it's worth it, but it's going to be fun. So, all right, let me get this thing built up, and then I can show you what I mean. And here is the squid tank all built up. There's 2 more things to do. Still got to light the portals, obviously, and also get the water in. But I'm going to leave that till the end, I think. And yeah, let's talk about the size of this thing and the dimensions in case you want to build it for yourself. So the topmost obsidian block, let's go up there and have a look at that first, just to make sure I tell you the right thing. So if we look at this block, press F3. So there's 63. So the top obsidian block is at level 63. And the bottom obsidian block is at 45. So the bottom obsidian block is at 45. So that makes this portal 23 by 19. So that's how big you need to make it. And the reason it's this big is because we've got an AFK position up there that I've set up. Let's go over there. If I can end up right in that hole. Can I do it? No. Fail. Try again. Ready? Hoi. Oh yes, pro skills. So here is the AFK spot that I've worked out on this netherrack right here, and that is 24 blocks away from the first spawning space. So if you count out from here, so 1, 2, 3, etc., all the way out, if you count out to here, then the 24th block is going to be the first of these glass blocks. So that means the first block here is where squids will start spawning, not where the obsidian is, and that is of course river biome. So I've checked all of that as well. And the reason we've only made it this wide is because squids will only be swimming around if you're obviously more than 24 blocks away, but you have to be less than 32 blocks away. And that's why, so 32 minus 24 is 8. So that's why there's 8 blocks here. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. So hopefully most of the squid in here will all be swimming around. They'll be close enough to us to spawn and swim around. We might get a bit of clipping on the sphere. I haven't gone into that much detail with the with the calculations, but this AFK spot is directly opposite the middle of the farm. So hopefully most of these will be spawnable, and also the squids should be swimming. So yeah, that is that. So basically on this side, we're pretty much done. Just need to, as I said, light the portals and get the water in. So then the next job on the overworld is to start draining out the all the rivers. So luckily it's not all the water, it's just the rivers. So I've started, as you can see here, segmenting this bit up here. So I need to drain all of that. And I've worked out roughly where 128 blocks away from the AFK spot is. And I think we need to drain up until here. This bit of stone here. So we've got to do all of this along here. All this needs to be drained. And we get back to our farm. And on the other side, we've got to get up to, got to do all of this up to here, up to that bit of stone. That bit of stone right there is where we need to drain from. So a little bit of that to do. Not too bad. There is a bit more river over this way, I noticed. So this bit here. So I think I need to work this bit out, but not very much. Probably up to about here. Ouch. Up to about there. So just the top of that. It's got a U shape. We need to do that as well. And so as you watch me clear out this riverbed so we can focus the spawns of these squids into our farm, yeah, I thought I'd give you a few updates on a few bits and pieces. So first of all, we've got 2 milestones that we hit this week. So we reached 8,000 subscribers. Now that is a big number. I mean, I guess in terms of YouTube, like I said before, these kind of numbers, they're pretty small. But if you imagine 8,000 people right in front of you, that's a big old number. So thanks everyone for the support. That's really good stuff. And we are closing in on that magical 10,000 subscriber mark. So I'm looking forward to, hopefully we'll get there quite soon, which will be really, really good. And the other thing, the other milestone we hit this week, it's pretty mind-boggling, but we hit 1 million views across all videos. Now that is a big number, 1 million. Wow. So yeah, just want to give a big thanks to everyone for all the support and yeah, all the encouragement that you guys give me. It's really good stuff. And then in terms of some news, so this week, for those that don't know, I was actually invited to join Pixel Riffs and Joel onto the Spawn Chunks podcast. So if you're not aware of that podcast yet, it's a podcast all about Minecraft. It's really good stuff. Hosted by those guys, so I'll put a link in the description. And I was invited on as a guest this week, and we spoke about all the latest and greatest stuff that's going on in the Minecraft world, and I gave my thoughts, especially on the technical community. So yeah, it's just well worth listening to that. That's a really good podcast. Also this week we did a stream on Monday, which was really interesting. We were doing some science with some portals in the end, and it was all about testing some things for this farm that we're building right now. And yeah, we were lucky enough to get raided by Doc M himself, the OG, the legend, Mr. Doc M77. Oh yes, that was really good. And a few of the Sci-Fi guys came along and were helping me out, giving me some tips about what we can try. But yeah, so that was really good. That was really good stuff. And speaking of streams, this Monday coming, and as this video comes out, it'll probably be tomorrow because this video comes out on Sunday. We are having an epic stream on Monday evening UK time, and we are going to be on our Patreon server because we have a build competition, and we're going to be judging a whole bunch of different builds from the peeps that play on the Patreon server. So if you're interested in what goes on that server and want to check out the caliber of our builders, they are pretty good, I have to tell you that. Yeah, so come along to that stream Monday evening and yeah, check it out. And lastly, I'm after a favour. If you are enjoying these videos and the series in general, then it can really help out the channel if you just drop a like on the videos as you watch them. So if you think this stuff is cool and you're enjoying it, then yeah, hit that like button. And here we are. Here are all the rivers within 128 blocks of our AFK point have all now been drained. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. So all the way around here, all done. And the other part, the other bit of water that was over there is also done as well. River, should I say. There's a few bits of water here and there, like there's a bit of water right here, but because that's not river biome, we don't need to worry about it. Squids won't spawn in there anymore due to the changes in 1.13. All right, so the next thing to do is, I've taken down the coordinates of these portals, so now we need to go over to the Nether and link up with the portal on that side, and then I need to do a bit more AFKing because I still haven't quite got enough string yet. We need 48,000 string. And also, yeah, I forgot. I also need 20,000 sticks. You know, but I think that's all right. We've got Witch Farm. I think I've probably got that already in storage. So let's get over to the Nether and get this thing linked up. These 4 blocks right here represent the coordinates of our farm over in the Overworld. So I've taken the opposite corners of the farm and divided those coordinates by 8, and you get these 4 blocks here. They cover the size of the farm. Also, this portal here is our temporary one that we use just to get back and forth from the portal that's just behind, but we're going to get rid of that. So this is where we're going to build the portal. Now I'm going to build it a 2x2, and in fact I'm going to just use these 2 on this side right here. So let's get rid of these 2 just so we don't get confused. So these are the 2 we're going to use, but I'm not going to build the portal here. I want to build the portal all the way up at the top, as high as possible, right up into bedrock if we can. So I need to dig all the way up, and then we can place the portal down, and then I will finally tell you what all this string and sticks are for, if you haven't guessed already. All right, let's get up there and get this portal placed. And here is the portal up in the Nether ceiling. So I've put it all the way up. So there's a hole right here with some ladders, and here is the portal. Now it's not exactly where I wanted it. I wanted it 1 block over this way. So I wanted this obsidian to really be here, but we've got some bedrock in the way, and I really want this to be as high as possible. So that's why I wanted to put, that's why I've put these obsidian right up here, level with the bedrock, because that will make our next job a bit easier the higher we are. But we'll come on to that in a minute. So I think the next job that I want to do is just link up these portals. So I'm going to light this one up. Now, if we go through this one, in fact, I should break the one underneath first. So our temporary one, let me go down and break that one, I think. And with our temporary portal broken, let's go back up here now. And if we hop through this one, that should take us back to the farm, but in our temporary location. Okay, cool beans. We have come through the right place. Now, I think I'm going to break this one. Okay, good stuff. Now, if we light up one of these, let's test these one by one. Let's hop down here. And yeah, let's jump down here, I guess. Let's light this one up. Okay, let's walk through here, and hopefully we'll end up in the Nether ceiling. Let's see. Oh yes, check it out. We're here. Right, let's light up all the others in the farm and make sure that they all link up back to this one right here. Okay, there we go. All four portals from our farm now link up to this one right here. So once we get the water in and the squids start spawning, they will all appear in this portal pretty rapidly. And what's going to happen is they'll come out and they'll start pushing each other out. And yeah, they'll push each other out here. I'm going to add a box around this, add a glass box around here, and they'll spawn right here, and then they'll start pushing each other out. But some squid are going to end up landing on this obsidian right here and kind of get caught up. So we're going to lose a little bit of squid there, I think, but there is something we can try to do this. So in fact, before I get onto that, what I should say is one of the reasons why I thought it might be good to do it this way is that we might be able to kill the squid with our looting sword. So if all the squid come over here into one place, we can get them into a small area, and then we can come over and then use our sword if we want to get that extra bit of ink using our looting sword. So we may well do that as well. But yeah, like I said, some squid are going to spawn through here and get stuck on these 2 blocks right here. Now, in my live stream, which I mentioned earlier in the time lapse, we were trying a whole bunch of different things to see if we can make sure that the squid don't get stuck on these 2 blocks. So we tried having a ghast like in place here with its hitbox inside the portal, but inside a minecart, so it didn't transport back through the portal. Also, we tried some boats in here with some mobs in, like some sheep, that kind of thing. But it turns out that whatever you try, eventually, if we have an entity in here, it will die of entity cramming because all of the squid come through and it dies. We tried a whole bunch of different stuff. We even tried adding a hopper loading grid of a 5x5 chunks to try and keep this entity processing, and that kind of worked, but in 1.13 it's not all that great, not all that reliable. So yeah, we can't really do that. But what I'd like to do is I would still like to stop squid spawning and getting stuck on these 2 blocks. So the next logical thing to do is to remove these 2 blocks, right? But if we remove these 2 blocks, the portal will break. So how are we going to do that? Well, we are going to try something called Update Suppression. By now you probably have a couple of questions. What is Update Suppression and why do you need 48,000 string? Well, let me tell you, because we need to craft 2,000 of these bad boys. We need 2,000 banners. So although I said I needed the string, what we're going to do is we're going to take that 48,000 string, we're going to convert that into wool, which gives us 12,000 wool, and we're going to convert all of that into banners, so we'll end up with 2,000 banners. Yes, 2,000 of these. Right, and then what we're going to do is once we've got those banners, we're going to place them on these bottom blocks. So we'll place one banner here, and then we'll place a banner on top of this banner, and then one on top of that, going this way for 2,000 blocks, placing 2,000 banners. Obviously I need to dig all of this out and yeah, place these banners. Now it's important the direction this goes in, so you have to be facing the -X. So if I look at my F3 screen, when it says facing west towards -X. So that is the way you need to go, otherwise it won't work. All right, so we need to do that for this block and for this block as well. So I've got to do it twice. So I've got to place 4,000 banners. And basically how this works is once we've added all the banners in place, we then just break this obsidian just with our pick as normal. But then what happens is that updates the blocks around it, which will pop off this banner right here, which pops off the next one and the next one and the next one. So there's a whole bunch of updates going along that chain of banners. And then we get to a point where there's just too many updates for the game to handle. And it just says, oh, I'll give up. Too many updates, I can't do anything else. And then what happens is this block has been broken and this portal block doesn't get an update which says that this portal has to break. And so you can get rid of these 2 blocks and keep this portal intact and it will still work. So then when mobs come through the portal, there's nothing for them to get stuck on and they'll just fall straight down into where we want them to be. So that's what we need to do. So I need to do some more AFKing and get the rest of the string we need because we're not quite there yet. And then I need to dig all the way this way for 2,000 blocks and place these banners. All right, that is going to be quite some work. Probably not worth it. Well, I know it's not worth it because there's only going to be a couple that get stuck here, but this is cool and I want to try it out. I've never done it before, so let's give it a go. All right, so I think it's now time to go back over to our farm and do some AFKing overnight. I've been AFKing for quite some time. So I've been AFKing overnight, and also basically whenever I'm not working on this project, I've left my machine running, left this game in AFK collecting string while I've been at work and all that kind of stuff. So it's been pretty much running 24/7. So let's take a look. We have got some string. Oh yes, check it out. So now I need to take all of this string. So I've got a whole bunch in here. And obviously I've got a whole bunch in this one here, and there's a hopper behind here is with another 5 shulker boxes full of string. So we've got plenty, even a few bits in here as well. So enough string I think we've got now, and here are a bunch of sticks. I went over to the witch farm, collected the sticks, and now it's time to craft all of this up into 2,000 banners. All right, let me do that, and then I'll meet you back over in the Nether at our portal. And here we are over back at the Nether, and we've got all our banners all crafted up in these 5 shulker boxes. So yeah, that was all right. Didn't take too long to craft those up. And yeah, as you can see, I've just made a start here just to kind of show you what I meant by banners hanging on top of banners, just like that. And obviously I haven't gone very far, just gone down to here. But yeah, so we need to now dig out for 2,000 blocks. So this banner right here is at X164. So if we go out 2,000 blocks, that means we've got to dig all the way to minus 1,836. So I've made a start, as you can see, and yeah, just got to keep going all the way down for 2,000 blocks. And that's why I wanted to put the portal as high up as possible, so then we could just dig through this Nether, and hopefully we won't have too much too much sort of open space we have to bridge over, that kind of thing. We can just go, hopefully go straight. I'm sure we'll hit some pockets of lava, and there probably will be some things we have to bridge out on, but yeah, should be right. So just going to dig out for 2,000 blocks, and then we can start placing the rest of these banners. And this is the moment of truth. I have laid down the 2,000 banners on this first obsidian block. I've laid a couple on the next one, just up to here, just to get us started. But yeah, now we need to try and break this obsidian, and hopefully the portal will still remain once the obsidian has broken. And then what I'm going to do is, then I'm going to ender pearl up here. I've got a swiftness potion as well, so we can move a bit quicker. And then I'm going to ender pearl up here, and then start placing the next row, because all of these banners are going to break. And I don't have any more, so what I can do now is I can walk backwards, place in banners, and as I place them, I'll pick up the ones that are broken from the other one. Right, so that's the plan anyway. So let's see, is this going to work? There's the portal. Just make sure I only break this obsidian. Okay, here we go. Is it going to work? Oh, we did. Look at that. Yes, it worked. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Right, so ender pearl up here. We can take our potion so we can move a bit quicker. Now we can pick up these banners right here. Here they all are. And now as I walk backwards, I can place these banners and I'll get new ones as I go. And then just got to do the same for the second obsidian. All right, let's go. Now check this out. I've been walking backwards, placing these banners, placing the banners that have fallen on the floor, and I've picked up. And I got to this point where all of these banners are still here. And yeah, we haven't gone actually that far. So if you look at our coordinates, we're at the minus 780s, and yeah, I went all the way down to minus 1,800 odd. So yeah, maybe we could have got away with not doing that many, but I think I think from what I understand, the 2,000 is a safe number because it can vary from system to system. So maybe in this world, on this particular system, only going back 800, 900 odd would have been enough. But yeah, I don't know enough about how this mechanic works, so I think I'm going to break all of these and place them in case having the 2,000 in a row actually makes some kind of difference. So let me break these, and I'll get placing. So I am back in our glass box above our farm, our mob farm down there. I'm collecting some more string, and the reason is I started to get a bit worried because, as you saw in the last clip, not all of the banners broke, and they kind of stopped breaking quite early, a lot earlier than I expected in my testing. So I got a little bit worried about that. So I did some more testing, and it turns out that sometimes 2,000 banners isn't enough. And before we try and break that obsidian for real, I want to just make sure it's all going to be all right. So I think I need another 500 banners, so 2,500 in total. So I need some more string. I don't have enough, so I'm going to AFK here for a few hours, and then get those banners made and put in place. So hopefully next time I come back, we'll be ready to break that obsidian. We're back at the portal, and I have laid out 2,500 banners. I've got enough string from my AFK session and added them to this list now. Hopefully this is going to be enough. Hopefully this is going to work, because as I said in my testing, sometimes it doesn't always work with just 2,000. So I want to make sure this is all good. Right, so here we go. Let's see. Hopefully the portal remains. Oh, check it out. Yes, check it out. Right, let's cover this glass up. Oh, yes. Let's get a good look at this thing. Let's get rid of all of this. There we go. There we have it. A portal with no bottom. And so underneath here, just got a simple killing mechanism. Just got some soul sand there, so the squids will come on. They'll suffocate and die, and the hoppers underneath will pull their drops from through the soul sand, because soul sand's not a full block, and make its way into this chest. Oh yes, so good. So happy that worked. That was a lot of work, but that is great stuff. All right, so last thing to do then, let's get over to the overworld, fill up the tank with some water, and then see these squids coming out. And here is the finished tank, all filled up with water. So there we go. All of the gaps have now got 4 water sources. So 2x2 all the way along to the other end. All right, so that's how it looks. So I've added one extra thing just before we should see it running. There's a little walkway right there, and that is because I was getting quite a lot of zombie pigmen spawning on the obsidian on the portals. So I've added this turtle egg, and that attracts all of these guys down here just for the moment, just to get them out of the way. But we could obviously kill them and get their gold. We might do that, we'll see. So we could get a little bit of gold out of this as well. So that's good. So yeah, now let's give it a test, I guess. So I've just added these ladders temporarily. I think I'd like to come back to this and get it all decorated up nicely. So there are all the portals. Now at the moment, we're not going to see very much because our AFK spot is all the way over there. But over in the Nether, I've got Logical Geekbot standing by to watch these squids come in. So I'm going to stand here on the AFK spot. Now let's hop on over to Logical Geekbot and see what he can see. Let me just switch over. And there we go. There are some, look at the squids. They're coming. Look at those squids coming out. It's working. There we go. Awesome stuff. So now we should just see. Let me just scoot up here a bit. They are the squids coming through. That is good news. Now, of course, this is a single player world, so I need to be careful when I AFK over there. Obviously, there won't be any players in the Nether to load it. So if I leave it running for too long, then I could crash the game because there'd be a build up. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to when I do it on my own without Logical Geekbot in there, I'll just AFK for like 10 minutes. I did that in my testing, and you get about 20 stacks of ink in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to do that test right now just to double check. And yeah, come back in 10 minutes. Let's see how much ink we actually get. And my 10-minute timer has just gone off. And you can see these squids are still falling through, this bottomless portal. But let's have a look. How much ink do we get in 10 minutes? Oh, look at that. Look at that. It's 18, 19, 20, 21, almost 22 stacks. That is good. That is very good. Just for 10 minutes, 10 minutes of AFKing. Oh, yes, that is really good. Right, so I think that has solved our ink problems. Look at them. Wow, that is really good. Look, they just keep coming out. Look at that. Wow. We do get sometimes these pigmen that also come out through the portal. Obviously, they spawn at the other side and just walk through. So not much we can do about that, but that's all right. Not to worry. And in terms of the banners, I picked them all up. So I've collected all of those banners up. So we've got those in shulker boxes in case we were to do something crazy like this again. Oh, yes, look at that. And there we have it. There is our brand new squid farm using an update suppress portal. That is pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool indeed. All right, so that's about it for this episode. And if you enjoyed it, then please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel if you could do that. And also, if you are new and you like this kind of stuff, then feel free to subscribe. And if you've got any comments or suggestions or any kind of feedback, then get it in that comment section. All right, my geeks. Until next time, I will see you later.